Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to be taking a closer look at this Mercedes-Benz tool made by Launch Company. It's called the Launch C-Reader Elite version 2.0. This is Launch's first delve into manufacturer specific tools. Normally they focus on multiple manufacturers, so they'll put multiple manufacturers into one tool. So this is just for Mercedes-Benz vehicles, and I'm going to be putting it through its paces. I'm going to be unboxing it, showing you everything that you'll get, putting it into a Mercedes-Benz vehicle just to basically see what functions it will have, if it can do what it says it can do on the box. So if we have a little look at the side of the box there, it lists a few of the main functions, all right? But what I would certainly expect this tool to be able to do is diagnose and reset all of the main systems like the engines, airbags, ABS, transmission, and then we'll have a look to see what other additional service functions the tool has as well. It says here there's an option for more, so I'm guessing that means you can buy additional service functions or additional functionality as and when you particularly need it, okay? Launch Company did send me this tool, so I do want to put that information out there from the start. But I'm certainly not going to hold back. If I think it's a bad tool, if I don't think it's worth the money, then I will say that. I'll be totally, completely open and honest. But what I will do is pop the link to this kit in the description below this video. So if you are interested in the tool, then the link is there to the genuine product. So first of all, what we'll do, I think we'll open up the tool, take a look to see what's inside, then we'll get it into the vehicle and have a good look. We've got everything unboxed now, so this is the box obviously. This is the main user manual. This is a quick start guide. This is the OBD2 cable, so one end of this cable goes into the top of the tool, which I'll show you in a second. The other end goes into the OBD2 port of the vehicle. It should have 16 pins. And this is the tool itself, so you can see kind of how thick it is against my hand here. It's a touch screen with what looks like a few home buttons along the bottom there. On the back here we've got like a serial number, and on the top here we've got a power button. We've got the port for the OBD2 cable and what looks like a USB-C connector. Interestingly though, they don't supply a USB-C connector. So if you wanted to plug this into your computer to maybe do some updates, then you would probably need to supply your own cable with that, which is a little bit disappointing, a little bit odd, but at the same time, I think most people probably have one of those cables laying around their house somewhere, okay? So let's have a look at this tool inside the vehicle. We're now sat in this Mercedes-Benz C-Class with the tool plugged into the diagnostic port. You may be a little bit confused about whether this tool has an internal battery or not. It does have an internal battery, so if you do have a USB-C cable, you can actually charge it just by a normal USB. But if you don't have one of those cables, don't worry about it, because the tool will fire up and it can take power from the OBD2 port of the vehicle, which is how most traditional scan tools work in any case, okay? I actually came into the vehicle about 20 minutes ago to try and use the tool for the first time. However, I was met with a lot of messages on the screen, like you have to set up dates, you have to connect to Wi-Fi. Then I had to go through the whole process of doing updates and upgrades, which honestly took about 20 minutes. It was quite confusing because the screen was going on and off. It wasn't really responding very well to what I was doing. And also it was giving me updates for things like Kia, Toyota, Volvo, which was like, well, this tool has nothing to do with those manufacturers, so that was quite confusing. In any case, I went through it all and I updated everything. So if there's an upgrade available, you'll see like a little number at the top of this corner, this box here. So if you see no numbers, then it means the tool is fully up to date, all right? So what I'm going to do is, you can see we're in this Mercedes-Benz and we've got a couple of warning lights. We've got an airbag light, we've got a check engine light, and for a tool like this, it should be able to diagnose and reset these with ease, actually. So let me just double check this. We're going to go into diagnose, and these are the manufacturers that it's giving us so far. So Maybach, Mercedes, Sprinter, they're all part of the same group. Interesting though, it hasn't got Smart in here. I would expect it to see Smart being from the same group. What I'll do is I'll go auto detect, so that might allow us to, instead of putting, here we go again, we're now getting a new update. It's just constantly been updating for the past 25 minutes. 23. So hopefully it's going to find the VIN number, and then hopefully allow us to start diagnosing some of these faults. If it doesn't find the VIN number, then it will probably need to enter the vehicle information manually. I think some tools they can generally find the VIN numbers of newer vehicles, and they struggle with older vehicles. This is a 2008 vehicle, so it'd be interesting to see if it can do anything with this. Now just gotta go through this update, I guess, first of all, before I can find the VIN number. Let's see what happens after this now. 100%. Now it's downloaded, now it's updating, successfully installed. Right, notices. This is what I mean about, like, when I've just tried to use it, we're now 25 minutes down the line and I'm still no further forward. I guess that may take a little bit of setting up. So it's found the VIN number, which is good. And then what will it allow us to do? Because from the main screen I saw a diagnostic section, but I didn't see anything relating to service functions or anything like that. So it's now automatically going into a health report, which is at 2%, which is not something I asked for. Generally with these tools you should be allowed to get the option. You can find the system manually, or you can ask the tool to do a full scan of the system, or you can do other service functions. You can look at live data, things like that. This is just going on and doing what it wants, which is actually quite frustrating. Maybe it does that when you automatically detect the VIN number, but so far honestly it's been quite a frustrating start. We're now at 13%. I'm going to speed this video up and we'll come back once it's completely done. So we're now at 98%. Honestly, this has probably been another 5 minutes or so since this started. It's been so painful. So I think in total now we're about 30 minutes after I tried to start this tool for the first time, and I still don't have any answers, and I still don't have any options to try and do what I need to do. So okay, this is interesting because it's given a full report of the whole vehicle, which I suppose could be quite useful. Look at all of these faults where it's coming back as abnormal. It's finding faults in all of these systems, which it doesn't surprise me honestly, because this is a vehicle which has been sat for a long time. It's had lots of batteries dying on it, then being recharged. So it's probably, a lot of these are probably like communication faults or electrical power faults, which just need to be reset. But the things I'm looking for, what you can do on this stage, I guess, is if you share it, okay, I guess you need to go into an area where the Wi-Fi is working. You can share it to an email or something like that. But let's say the engine control one here. So these are the faults that we've been getting. And we know we have solved this issue. That's relating to the check engine light. So it doesn't give me any options here to actually reset this. So I guess on this is just the report side of things. Oh, you go clear code here. So clear code. It has seemed to have turned off the check engine light, and it is completing, but it's actually trying to erase the codes in all of the systems. That's not actually what I wanted it to do. So that is frustrating. I wanted it to go through each system and have a look at them. It'd be interesting to see if it knocks the airbag light off when it comes to that section. What's it doing? Has it gone past it? It can't have. It's stuck at 45%. Am I going to need to speed this up again? Right, so it seems to have completely just stalled and stopped what it's doing. It's stuck at 45% and it's just not going any further. So I'm going to completely come out of this. I'm going to end the session. Okay, so it's been a pretty horrific start with this tool. I'm going to go in a different way now. I'm going to click on the Mercedes icon, and I'm going to, it's telling us here what it allows us to do. So it's got reading DTCs, clearing DTCs, their diagnostic trouble codes, and it will also do service functions as well, I guess on certain vehicles. So it's now going through the manual way of doing things, which I would honestly probably recommend. I suspect you'll have a much better experience selecting the manufacturer as opposed to asking it to do automatically. So this is what I was saying before, manually select. So you manually select your vehicle. So this is a C-Class, it's a 204. There we go. So I think once you get to this stage, it might actually be an alright little tool. Right hand steering, it's a C220 control units. So yeah, we've done, so it splits it up into like different sections, and what we want to do now is find the airbag system. So we're going to try and diagnose and reset this one. So we'll go chassis, I would imagine. No, not chassis, it'll be body, won't it? Body. And try and find the airbag. So SRS, supplemental restraint system, so that's it. Ignition on, okay. The data are being determined, please wait. I know what it's trying to say, but it doesn't really make sense. Read fault code. So those are the fault codes that we've been getting, all relating to a connection underneath the driver's seat, which has been corrected. Now I'm going to go in and read clear fault code. Let's see if it can get rid of the airbag light. It has, which is a good sign. Now wait 10 seconds. Okay, don't really know why we need to wait 10 seconds, but there we go. Comes up with these little messages all the time, which like it seems to be quite a slow process for everything. So you can go through and you can diagnose and reset lots of different systems depending on which vehicle you're in, and it sort of puts them into different sections, I guess, which is a good thing. When it comes to other things, did it give us an option to look at the service functions, our special functions? So these are the type of service functions that it will allow you to do. So DPF, this is specifically for this vehicle, I guess. And honestly, it doesn't give us, unless it, right, I was going to say it didn't give us a great deal of, but it opens it up in this particular menu here. So that's quite good actually. It gives us all of the main service functions that you would probably expect to need to do on this particular vehicle. Okay, so far all right, I suppose. Once you do things manually, I would just honestly stay away from this section here because it just didn't seem to work. Go in manually, and then you'll probably have a better experience. When we go back to the home menu, we've got mall. Menu has not been connected. Sorry, network has not been connected. I'm going to have to go to where there's an internet connection to show you this part. We're now back inside with an internet connection, so I can show you the mall option. And what this does is it allows you to add additional manufacturers to the tool, which can be quite useful actually. So it's just going through the process of loading what it's going to give you. And you'll see each of them kind of has like a different price. So the Aston Martin, for example, is $76. And if I just put that into my little translation on my phone here, that's around 59, so it's about £60. The Audi is more expensive, so that's 115. So $115 is £90. I don't know why that's so expensive. I don't know if it's because it has like VW, Seat, Skoda, Bentley integrated with that. So you see this one here, BMW, Rolls-Royce and Mini, it's a bit more expensive, but you do get 3 manufacturers. So I think that's probably the reason for that, but most of them on their own are $76.70. So just going through all of the manufacturers, that does allow you to, there's a lot of junk on here, and I say junk with respect, it's all like Chinese stuff, which us guys in Europe and probably America would never need access to. So Maserati, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Peugeot, Porsche. Porsche is quite expensive, 115. There's absolutely no need for that to be so expensive. So I think, you know, it might be good if you've got one manufacturer, but then once you start adding on a couple of different manufacturers, it can get quite expensive. And I think what you may well consider is like going for one of the multi-manufacturer tools. But I suppose you can do this as and when you need it. You might not necessarily want to invest in a full multi-vehicle manufacture a tool at this particular moment, so that's fine. So that's what that is. And to be honest with you, there's not a great deal else to the tool. It has an OBD2 function, so that will allow you to basically diagnose engine faults on pretty much any vehicle, so long as it has the 16-pin OBD2 diagnostic port. Now, at the time of making this video, this tool costs about £150, which is equal to about 190 US dollars. Is it worth it? In summary, I would say it has potential to be good. The software leaves a lot to be desired. It does crash a few times. It's very frustrating when trying to set it up. However, when you're plugged into the vehicle and you need to carry out a specific function, like we did, we reset the check engine light, we reset the airbag light, that was pretty straightforward, so long as you stay away from the automatic VIN option. If you just press the manual option, select your vehicle from the list, then you're going to have a much better experience. You see the screen keeps going off. It's probably something to do with like a delay. You could probably change that in the settings somewhere along the line. Would I spend £150 on this tool, given that there are other manufacturers out there that can do very similar? I would say it's probably alright. I would say it's no better or no worse than some of the other tools out there on the market, like the iCarSoft. Certainly not as good as Autel, but then again, they don't have manufacturer specific tools. So I would say it's probably just as good as the iCarSoft tools. However, if you're ultimately going to start ending up adding other software, like say you had a BMW or an Audi, it can get quite expensive quite fast. So I would say, yeah, if you're going to use this tool just for your Mercedes-Benz, then feel free to go for it. The equivalent for the iCarSoft brand, I would probably say, is the iCarSoft the MB version 3.0. So I'll put the link to that kit in the description as well, so you can maybe compare the two. But I'll obviously also put the link to this kit in the description as well. Have a look at the information on it, see if it's for you or not. Thanks for watching though. I hope you found this video useful and helpful if you are looking for a tool for your Mercedes-Benz. But we will be doing more videos on that particular Mercedes-Benz that we just showed you in due course. We've got lots of videos coming on, so we've got lots of tools to demonstrate on that Mercedes-Benz. So it might be worth hanging around to see what tools we also show on Mercedes cars. Alright, thanks for watching guys. I'll see you in the next video.